Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I want to show you how to identify where the trig functions are positive and where they are negative. So guys, I have a shortcut or a technique and I'm going to share it with everyone. So guys, first let me draw the four quadrants and draw the circle, and then from there we can see where these functions are positive and where they are negative. So guys, let us think of this as an XY coordinate plane, and then into a different marker. So let us think of a unit, we can think of a, circle. I don't know why I keep on saying unit circle. And then this is a circle, and guys, this is the terminal side, and you can think of, we can think of this as a reference angle. This is my y, this is x, and this is r. Based on this setup, guys, we can have this in the second, third, or fourth quadrant. So from there, we can define our sine, cosine, tangent, and their reciprocals. So guys, the key thing here is the x and y. So this is x, this is y. In the first quadrant, guys, this is my first quadrant, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth, right? So in the first quadrant, x and y are both positive, right? We know that, we already know that. Now, what about the trig functions? If x and y are positive, and r, we know for sure radius of a circle is never going to be negative. It does not make any sense. So that means all the trig functions are positive in the first quadrant. So all trig functions are positive. All are positive in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant, guys, we already did that in my previous video. Only the sine is positive. So sine is positive. Of course, if sine is positive, then its reciprocal is also going to be positive. So sine and cosecant is going to be positive. Everything else is what? Everything else is negative. Then coming to so that's the second quadrant. Guys, in the third quadrant, what is positive? There's only two things that are positive, two functions. The tangent is positive. The tangent is positive. And if tangent is positive, then it's a reciprocal cotangent is also going to be positive. And everything else is negative. And then in the fourth quadrant, guys, only the cosine and its reciprocal secant is positive, and everything else is negative. It is not too difficult to actually define this and see why this is positive, because here x is positive and r is positive, and cosine has to do with x and r, so that means cosine is positive, and reciprocal of cosine obviously is going to be positive, and everything else is going to be negative. Guys, it is not too difficult to remember that, but the shortcut way of remembering this that I have learned when I was in school was that here there's two ways, and I'm going to show you both ways. We say all students, first I want to show you what I learned when I was in school, and then I will show you the new one that I learned here in United States. So guys, in India, this is what I learned. In India, they used to tell us, add sugar to coffee. So add means you got to take the first initial here, all are positive. Here you take the first initial, only the sine is positive. Here you take again the first initial, only the tangent is positive. Of course, if only tangent is positive, then everything else is negative. And for the last one, the coffee one, the C, only the cosine is positive. And that's what you see in the first quadrant. In the first, this is first quadrant, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. In the first, all are positive. In the second, only sine is positive and it's reciprocal. In the third, only tangent is positive. In the fourth, only cosine is positive. So that's how we used to remember which is positive and which is negative. Add sugar to coffee. Guys, in United States, I learned a new one which says all, and I like this one a lot. I always tell my students this all the time. All students take my favorite subject, which is all students take calculus. So again, A, you know what A stands for, you know what S stands for, you know what T stands for, you know what C stands for. So guys, it's up to you how you want to remember it. So it is kind of an easy way of remembering which are positive where. So it makes life easier when we are solving examples, and at the end, if we get a positive or a negative answer, then we go back and verify. We can verify, hey, In the third quadrant, I know tangent can only be positive. Why am I getting a negative if in case you are getting a negative one? So you can kind of verify that, okay? So guys, this is just a basic idea of where the angles are positive, where the trig functions are positive or negative, which will help us when we start doing examples. So in my next video, I'm going to start actually doing examples. We have defined trig functions. We know how trig functions are defined for sine, cosine, and also we know how trig functions are defined in each and every quadrant. Basically, it's the same thing, right? Only thing you have to be careful with is the signs, okay? So guys, till then, just try to understand these basic things, and then I will see you next time with examples. Till then, take care. See you next time.